Hey, my dear friend, let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt like life is overwhelming? Like no matter how hard you try, things just don't seem to go your way. Maybe you wake up in the morning feeling lost, unmotivated, or stuck in a rut. Well, what if I told you that the secret to transforming your life to becoming stronger, more disciplined, and more resilient starts with something as simple as making your bed? Sounds crazy, right? But this tiny habit is what Admiral William H. McRaven, a retired US Navy SEAL and 4-star admiral, believes can change your life. And he's not just some motivational speaker. He's a man who spent 37 years in the Navy, leading some of the most dangerous special operations missions in the world. So, why did he write Make Your Bed? Because back in 2014, Admiral McRaven gave a commencement speech at the University of Texas. And in just 6 minutes, he shook the world with 10 simple but powerful lessons from Navy SEAL training. The speech went insanely viral, raking up millions of views, and people couldn't stop talking about it. That's when he realized these lessons don't just apply to SEALs, they apply to everyone. Whether you're a student, an entrepreneur, or just someone trying to push through life's challenges, this book will teach you the habits, mindset, and discipline to thrive, no matter what obstacles you face. In this video, we are diving deep into each of the 10 life changing lessons from Make Your Bed. By the end, you'll walk away with powerful strategies that will make you tougher, stronger, and ready to take on the world. So, let's get started because it all begins with something as small as making your bed. Lesson 1. Start your day with a task completed. Make your bed. Hey, my friend, imagine this. You wake up in the morning groggy, half awake. You roll out of the bed, look around, and see your blanket crumpled, pillows everywhere. You tell yourself, I'll fix it later. But let's be honest, later never comes. Now imagine a different morning. You wake up, take just 30 seconds to straighten your blanket, fluff your pillow, and make your bed perfectly. It's a small thing, but something happens. For the rest of the day, you feel a little more in control, a little more accomplished. And that's the key lesson from Admiral McRaven's book. Start your day with a simple victory. He says, if you want to change the world, start by making your bed. Why? Because in Navy SEAL training, making your bed was the first task of the day. It wasn't about having a neat bed. It was about building discipline. If you can take care of the little things, you'll have the confidence to take on bigger challenges. Real life applications. Feeling stuck? Start small. Clean your room. Organize your desk. Wash your dishes. These little wins build momentum, and before you know it, you're tackling bigger goals. Takeaway: if you can't do the small things right, you'll never be able to do the big things right. Lesson number 2. You can't go it alone. Teamwork is everything. Let's talk about something we all struggle with: asking for help. Imagine this. You're drowning in work, stressed, feeling like you have to handle everything alone. But the truth is, no one succeeds alone. Admiral McRaven learned this the hard way in SEAL training. Picture this. You're in a small rubber boat, paddling through freezing cold waves with a team of 6 people. If one person slacks off, the whole boat suffers. If you want to succeed, you don't paddle harder alone. You work together. And here's where it gets deep. McRaven says none of us are strong enough to do it alone. We all need help. Real life application? Struggling in school? Ask a friend to study with you. Trying to start a business? Find a mentor. Going through a tough time? Talk to someone. Don't bottle it up. Life is a team sport. You'll go further and faster if you let people help you. Lesson number 3. Only the size of your heart matters, not the size of your body. A quick question. Have you ever felt not good enough? Too weak, too small, too inexperienced? Well, let me tell you a story. In Navy SEAL training, there was the smallest guy in the class. Barely 5 feet 5 inches. Not the kind of guy you'd expect in one of the world's toughest military programs. While other recruits laughed at him, this guy never backed down. When they ran, he ran harder. When they swam, he swam faster. When things got tough, he never quit. By the end of training, guess who was leading the pack? The smallest guy in the class. McRaven says, it's not about how big you are, it's about how big your heart is. Doubting yourself? Remember, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Feeling overlooked? Prove them wrong with effort and resilience. Think you're not smart enough, strong enough, or good enough? You are. Keep pushing. Size, background, or circumstances don't define you. Your determination does. Lesson number 4. Get over being a sugar cookie. Life is not fair. Real talk. Have you ever felt like life is unfair? Like no matter how hard you try, things just don't go your way? Well, welcome to the club. In SEAL training, there was a brutal punishment called sugar cookie treatment. Here's how it worked. If an instructor didn't like how you made your bed, or if you made even a tiny mistake, they'd make you run fully clothed into the ocean. Then drenched and freezing, they'd have you roll in the sand until you were completely covered, like a human sugar cookie. And the worst part? Sometimes there was no reason for it at all. McRaven says, you can do everything right and still life will mess you up. So what's the lesson? Stop waiting for life to be fair. Got rejected from a job? Keep applying. Worked harder but didn't get noticed? Keep improving. Someone else got lucky? Good for them. Focus on your own path. Life's not fair. The sooner you accept it, the sooner you can move forward. Lesson number 5. Don't be afraid of the circus. Failure makes you stronger. Let's talk about failure. We all fear it. We all hate it. But what if I told you failure is actually your best friend? In SEAL training, there was something called the circus. If you failed an exercise, whether it was swimming, running, or push-ups, you had to stay after and do extra hours of brutal workouts. It was exhausting. But here's the twist. The recruits who kept failing and kept getting sent to the circus eventually became the strongest, toughest soldiers in the entire class. Why? Because failure forces you to grow. McRaven says, without failure, you'll never get better. Failed an exam? Study harder and try again. Didn't get the job? Improve your skills and apply elsewhere. Messed up in life? Learn, adjust, and come back stronger. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the journey. Embrace the struggle. Lesson number 6. Slide down the obstacle head first. Take risks and be bold. Imagine you're standing at the edge of a massive water slide. It's high, steep, and looks terrifying. Your friends are already at the bottom cheering for you. You have two choices. 1. Play it safe. Climb back down and watch from the sidelines. 2. Go for it. Push past the fear and take the leap. McRaven learned this lesson during SEAL training's obstacle course, one of the toughest in the world. The most difficult part, the slide for life. A long, high rope that recruits had to climb across hand over hand. For years, everyone did it the safe way, slow and controlled. But then, one recruit took a risk. Instead of crawling, he flipped upside down and slid head first, breaking the course record. Taking risks can feel scary, but sometimes playing it safe is the bigger danger because it means you never grow. Thinking of starting a business? Take the risk. Want to ask someone out? Go for it. Nervous about speaking up? Do it anyway. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Take the leap. Lesson number 7. Don't back down from the sharks. Face your fears. Picture this. You're in the ocean at night, completely alone. The water is freezing and all you can hear is the sound of waves crashing around you. Then, out of the darkness, you see a fin. A shark. This isn't a movie. This was real-life training for McRaven and his fellow SEALs. They had to swim in waters full of sharks. And the worst part, if you panic, the shark senses your fear. McRaven learned a powerful rule. If a shark approaches, don't swim away. Don't show fear. Instead, stand your ground and punch it in the snout. Lesson. Fear is like a shark. It grows bigger the more you run from it. But if you face it head on, you'll realize most of the time it's not as scary as you thought. Scared of public speaking? Get on stage. Afraid of failure? Fail fast, fail often, and keep going. Afraid of rejection? Take the shot anyway. Fear only has power if you let it. Stand your ground. Lesson number 8. Be your very best in your darkest moments. Stay strong under pressure. Imagine you're at your lowest point. Everything is falling apart. You feel exhausted, hopeless, and ready to give up. Now imagine that at this exact moment, people are counting on you. In SEAL training, recruits go through something called Hell Week. 5 days of no sleep, constant physical exhaustion, and mental torture. But the worst part? The cold. One night, the instructors forced the recruits to stand waist deep in freezing mud for hours. Many wanted to quit. Then, out of nowhere, one recruit started singing. And guess what? One by one, the others joined in. In their darkest moment, they didn't give up. They lifted each other up. Lesson: when life knocks you down, that's when you need to be at your best. Going through a tough time, stay strong and keep moving forward. Feeling alone, encourage someone else. You lift yourself too. Life falling apart, this is the moment that will define you. Darkness doesn't last forever, but your resilience does. Lesson number 9. Start singing when you're up to your neck in mud. A positive attitude can change everything. Let's go back to those SEAL recruits stuck in freezing mud. They were exhausted, freezing, completely drained. And just when they thought it couldn't get worse, the instructors told them, if 5 people quit right now, the rest of you can go home. Tempting, right? You're suffering, the pain is unbearable, and now all it takes is 5 people quitting, and you get relief. That's when it happened. One recruit started singing. At first, it sounded ridiculous, but then, one by one, the others joined in. Their suffering didn't end, but their spirit refused to break. And because of that, not a single person quit. Lesson: your attitude in tough times can either break you or lift you up. Having a bad day, smile anyway. Stressed, find something to be grateful for. Facing a challenge, keep your spirit strong. A single positive mindset can inspire an entire team. Lesson number 10. Never ever quit. Perseverance is everything. This is it, the final lesson, and is the most important one. McRaven watched hundreds of recruits quit during SEAL training. They were strong, fast, smart, but they couldn't handle the mental pressure. The truth is, life will test you. It will knock you down. It will make you question yourself. It will push you to your limits. But the ones who succeed, they refuse to quit. Lesson: the secret to success isn't talent, it's grit. Struggling? Keep going. Failing? Try again. Feeling lost? Take one small step forward. The only way you fail for good is if you quit. Alright, my friend, we've made it to the end. But here's the thing, this isn't really the end. This is your beginning. You now have 10 powerful lessons that can change your life. But knowing them isn't enough. You have to live them. You have to apply them. You have to take action starting today. And guess what? It all starts with something as small as making your bed. That simple habit, it's not just about neat sheets. It's about discipline. It's about taking control of your life, one small step at a time. So here's my challenge for you. Tomorrow morning, when you wake up, make your bed. Do it with intention. Do it with discipline. Do it knowing that this tiny act of self-discipline is the first step towards something bigger. Because here's the truth. If you can make your bed, you can build a routine. If you can build a routine, you can create momentum. If you can create momentum, you can build discipline. And if you have discipline, you can do anything. And remember, life will knock you down, but you'll get back up. Fear will try to stop you, but you'll face it head on. Some days will feel unfair, but you'll push forward anyway. And when things get tough, you won't quit. Because now you know success isn't about luck. It's about grit, resilience, and never giving up. So what's next for you? What's the one action you'll take today to push yourself forward? Drop a comment below. I want to hear it. And if this message inspired you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Because changing the world starts with changing yourself. Now go out there, make your bed, and make your life unstoppable.